So hi everyone, my name is Harshad Ramraje. Uh, I lead the pre-sales for LA Technology as well as I am a technical trainer for LA Bootcamps. As a designation, I work as a pre-sales manager for security where I handle and design many security solutions across domains. I'm a certified ethical hacker, a certified pen tester, and also as a hobby, I do bug bounty hunting and I'm a security analyst. So moving forward, where the world is heading, we know that as the internet usage has been increasing, the cyber attacks are also increasing. We know how the earlier attacks used to happen. The earlier attacks used to happen using the arms, ammunition. Moving forward, the next cyber attack, the next world war, or the next cyber attack would be only by simply using an internet and a computer. So this slide shows how the attack or how the hackers would be able to gain access across all the verticals. Moving to our next slide would be just an overview about what we do in LA bootcamps and how are the courses designed. So this slide particularly shows what are the verticals that we will cover and we cover in LA Bootcamp. The first one is what is network? How does the real industry work? How does the world is connected via internet? The second one is security, accessing our personal devices, accessing our professional devices, using internet in an open platform. The third one would be why do we need security? So we use our personal devices, we store our local data, we store our personal data, we upload our personal data on XYZ cloud. So how to protect those devices? Who is vulnerable? What are vulnerabilities? What are threats? What are attacks? Some of the common attacks and their countermeasure. Also, I would request that if you have any doubt with any statement, just take a pause and write a message to me. I would be happy to help you. The next slide contains what is cybersecurity and what are different verticals of cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is simply, if you want to say in a layman language, cybersecurity is protecting our network, protecting our computer, protecting our data. This defines as cybersecurity against different attacks, against different threat, vulnerabilities, loopholes, everything. So here are few verticals of cybersecurity. One is infrastructure security, which covers your infra, that is your laptop, your physical security. Second one is network security, that is internet, which covers your internet and network part. Third one is cloud security, which covers your storage upon cloud, your OneDrive, your Google Drive, your Apple storage. Second one is IoT, that is recently known as OT security, which is a boom that the organization, every manufacturing plant, any production plant is opting for OT security. The last one is application security, which consists about your in-house application, your publicly hosted application, your internal application, as well as your internet-facing application. So these are few verticals that we cover in LA bootcamps. Uh, we not only give you a theoretical training, the course consists of all the practical session, even on your hands-on on your particular OEM, hands-on on your network security part, hands-on on your cloud security part. In the next slide, we will come to know what are the solutions that we cover in our lab. So what is cyber attack, which I have already covered? Cyber attacks basically consist of attacking a user, attacking a legitimate user by any means. That can be a malware attack, that can be a phishing attack, that can be and man in the middle attack. In the next slide, I would brief you about what are the different attack vectors and how can we protect ourselves against those vectors. So in this slide, you can clearly see what are the different types of attack. These are few common attacks. I have jotted down some few common attacks that would be very easy for you to understand. First one is malware. So malwares are of various types that can be viruses, that can be Trojan, that can be botnet. Even many of you must have heard about ransomware attack that originates from a basic malware setup. Second one is phishing attack. People personate as a different person. People use fake mail to demonstrate any phishing attack. Even a legitimate user can be fooled into a phishing attack. The third one is man in the middle attack, sitting between two legitimate user, spoofing the data, sniffing the data, and reading the data which are passed on a clear text format. Second one is the fourth one is DOS or DDoS, denial of service attack. Many of users must have faced during our result day. Our host or our websites are being crashed. It is just because that the load that has been sent to that particular application or particular website is higher than the load that is being managed by that particular website. SQL injection are mainly focusing on your web application where your MySQL database is hosted. The second last one is a zero-day exploit. That is an interesting exploit. So I will frame zero-day attack in such a way that so many of attacker use new patterns. Many of the attackers use new script day to day on daily services. So now it is not possible that every attack pattern or every threat or every script should be visible to every security practitioner. So what this attacker have come up, attacker have started designing and writing script day to day basis. Many of the solution doesn't have this pre-built type of signatures. So now every security solution has started integrating AI and behavior pattern in its solution. So what this AI and behavior pattern will do, AI and behavior pattern will analyze those script. Does this persist as a behavior of a malware? Does this persist as a behavior of a ransomware? And depending upon the behavior and the percentage, the risk score, the vertical or the attack would be characterized as a malware or as an virus or as an attack pattern. So zero day attack is widely used across the industries, across all the verticals. The last one is credential based attack. In simple language, these are the password based attacks that every script kid is try. Every people in the colleges try to guess your password or try to brute force your password and try to do an dictionary attack on your various input parameters. So this is the slide just to be focusing on the affected malware user. What does happen when a laptop or desktop or mobile device is infected by a malware? Usually people are able to steal your data. Usually people copy your entire local disk data. They try to do a lateral movement. In simple language, lateral movement means traveling from one system to other system, scanning your entire network and bypassing your internal firewall. Many of the users or many of the company face financial loss as their data have been visible by a third party people. The hacker take the data, the hacker upload the data to a deep and dark web and they sell their data. So it's a financial loss also, and even their infrastructure has been damaged. The next slide consists about the technology trend. What is the current infrastructure going on? What are the technologies? In the next slide, we will cover what are the verticals that we need to cover in our daily infrastructure and what are the technologies that we are talking about. So we need to focus on this particular slide. So this slide contains verticals. Also, this slide contains the technology that will be used against those verticals. So the first one is network security. In the first place, I told you what is network security. Network security is to protect our internet access. So the technology that we use is firewall. Firewall is used to protect our incoming and outgoing traffic at the first parameter level. Second one is endpoint protection. Endpoint protection means your servers, your mobile devices, your laptops, your desktops, your IoT devices. For that, we use endpoint protection, we use EDRs, we use XDRs, we use MDRs as well as encryption as well. So what does encryption do? Encryption will encrypt your data to a non-readable format so that when you transfer your data from one A location to B location, the man in the middle attack would be stopped and he won't be able to read your data as your data would be encrypted. The third one is cloud security framework. So as you know, every other services is entirely depend upon internet. So we need to be very sure the website we are accessing, the data we are accessing, or the link we are accessing is a legitimate. Even this link are accessed by a managed devices that is been owned by the company itself. So these are few solution. One is SWG, your secure web gateway. It provides visibility to what are the end users accessing. ZTNA acts as a zero trust network access. It will only allow a specific user to access your network. And second one is cloud security posture management. So what does it do? CASB does. CASB will define what are the cloud storage, what are the cloud drives that you need to access and to protect. The fourth vertical is email. How can we protect email? We can protect email by email security, by email DLP, and by archiving our own email. So email security, what it will do? Email security will scan your incoming inbound mails. So it will scan for any phishing link. It will scan for any malicious attachment, uh, and it will protect you against any phishing threat. The second one is email DLP. So what email DLP does? Email DLP stops the user from uploading sensitive data. So it will restrict the user to upload only the data which is allowed to be uploaded. Email archival is archiving your existing email. So what it will do, it will archive your existing email and it will store to a third party. The fifth one is data security. What does data security will do? Data security will protect your data against any attack vectors. So what are the different technologies that we use? One is one is endpoint DLP. So what does endpoint DLP does? So endpoint DLP protects your data that is being hosted on your local drives. So what it will do, it will allow only a specific data to be transferred via USB or to be transferred via network share. MFT is managed file transfer. Managed file transfer is the solution that is used for the in-house application, the in-house data storage boxes. Encryption, same, it will encrypt your data. And the last one is data security posture management. So what does data security posture management does? It will analyze your data, the data which is residing in your environment for a long time. It will see, it will inspect for any macro or malicious file, and it will trigger an alert to the administrator. The sixth one is web application firewall. Sorry, the web application. We need to also protect our in-house application. We need to also protect the publicly hosted applications also. So how can we protect our in-house application? By web application firewall. So by applying web application firewall, we can restrict any attacker to directly attack on our web application. And the third and most widely used are API security. So what does API security does is API security will analyze your API, your publicly hosted APIs, your REST API. It will discover the APIs, and depending upon the solution and the policy, API security can be applied. The seventh one is the OT security, which is currently boom in the market. The compliance says that every manufacturing, every production plant or any production unit should have OT security implemented. So now what does comes under OT security? So OT security has SRA, which is called secure remote access. What does secure remote access does? Secure remote access gives a secure tunnel to access your internal application from IT environment to OT environment. MFA is multi-factor authentication. You can also apply multi-factor authentication apart from your username and password. You can use mobile devices, you can use email token, you can use SMS, you can use hardware token as an MFA for an additional security. The third one is EDR to protect your OT security endpoints and to protect your OT infra servers. The last one is OT firewall. We need a separate firewall that should be placed above your OT environment so that any incoming traffic from the open internet towards your OT infrastructure would be scanned, analyzed, identified, and blocked then and there itself. The last one is identity. So what does identity do? It will give you a security posture against your user. So what are the users? The user that belongs to your organization. So what it will do, it will protect your user for any lateral movement. It will protect your user from any shadow user creation. So what are the solutions that we look after? It is AD security. So what does AD security does? AD security will give you a posture ahead security ahead solution to your existing AD. And the second one is privilege access management. So what does privilege access management does? Privilege access management will identify what are the users falling under this policy, and it will only give a limited access to those users. Any queries, any doubts that you have on this slide? Okay, moving to our next slide. So, what is the future of cybersecurity? So, as you are aware that day-to-day basis, every attackers has their own behavior of attack. Every hacker has their own type of attack that initiates on every domain. So, what is the future of cybersecurity? As internet usage will grow, as the dependency on internet will grow, the dependency on cybersecurity will grow as well. So day-to-day basis, we are only dependent upon internet, cloud storage, and this is what our future would be. Major of these solutions, major of this industry will shift from your on-prem setup to a cloud setup where every organization would be dependent on cybersecurity at first place. So this is how we project and predict that this would be the future of cybersecurity. The next slide consists about some basic, the few cyber attacks that happened recently. First one is Wazir, the crypto exchange. All must be aware. Data breach at BSNL, Hyundai Motor data breaches, Telangana police hack, Spurs databases, Motila cyber attack. So these are some major cyber attacks that recently happened in the current infrastructure. So what is the next slide said? What is the security posture that we must implement, and what is the implementation that we must do? So every attacker or every domain is prone to have cyber attack. Every hacker will be able to bypass or try to bypass every verticals. What we can do at first place is that we can protect every verticals. We can apply the best practices. We can apply the best industrial practices that is been placed by every other organization.